You are sitting in an old tavern, damp with ale and loud with the spirit of drink. Bursting through the front door, a burly bandit comes in threatening the barkeep.
Give me all your coin or your head is mine.
What do you do? That is a very short example of where a dungeon master fits into the game. Since you clicked on this video, I appreciate you, you're probably wondering, what is the role of the DM? Why are they here? What do they do? Why do I need a DM? Can't I just play Dungeons & Dragons without one? Well, I'm here to answer those questions. I want to start off by saying being a DM is really rewarding, but it is a lot of work. The DM is responsible for presenting a world, challenges, people to talk to, things to do. Most of the time, they're there to also kickstart some sort of narrative. That's not always the case. If you're just there to beat up some bad guys and call it a night, that's cool too. But for the vast majority of the time, they will be filling in for everything that your players are not. What does that mean? Well, let me give you a couple examples. Say your players want to go to a shop and buy something. The DM will have to fill in for the shopkeep. Maybe there's guards there. What magic items are in the shop? Maybe they don't have magic items. What sort of normal items are in the shop? Luckily, there's a lot of tools to help us with that. But that's still where the DM has to be in control. Maybe the party wants to go to a tavern and start eavesdropping on conversations. Maybe they'll figure out some information. Maybe they want to go talk up one of the inhabitants. Maybe play a game of cards. Maybe roll some dice against them. Maybe your party just wants to hunt down some mythical creatures, get into some nice lengthy combat, and take home their prize. Now, just like I said in my previous video about the overall basics of Dungeons & Dragons, that this is still collaborative storytelling, but it is also still a game. As such, there are rules and guides to help you play the game, because, again, it's a game. That's where the other part of the Dungeon Master's responsibilities come into play. They are rule moderators. This is the Dungeon Master's Guide. It is thick, to say the least. There's a lot going on within this book, but as the title suggests, it is all about how to be a dungeon master. Now, obviously, there's a lot of rules in that book. It's dense. If you wanted to remember everything in that book, that's unrealistic. Wizards of the Coast themselves even said that their rules are a guideline. At the end of the day, you're sitting at the table with a bunch of friends, and if you have to stop for 2 minutes, look up a couple rules, nobody's gonna care. If you end up not being able to find a rule, that's okay. Just make a call and move on. If you have to correct something after the session or next time you play, that's fine. Do it then. Make a few retcons if you have to. God, my players know I have had to make a lot of retcons, especially in my early days of DMing. There's a lot of nuance to being a dungeon master, like making maps, keeping track of initiative, keeping track of enemy health, what kind of information should you be keeping tabs on your players' character sheets, but most of those probably warrant, well, let's be honest, a few videos, just because there is so much that we could go over. But fear not, young dungeon master, it is much, much, much easier once you actually just start doing it. And I'll let you in on a little secret. It might be intimidating going to sit down in the dungeon master seat, but it's not that bad. You're sitting there with friends. And that's it. Not so bad, right? I wish all you new dungeon masters luck. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to roll again.